Hey, Dave.
Yeah, Randy?
Since we founded Bombas, we've always said our socks, underwear, and T-shirts are super soft. Any new ideas?
Maybe sublimely soft.
Or disgustingly cozy.
Wait, what?
I got it. Bombas. Absurdly comfortable essentials for yourself
and for those facing homelessness.
Because one purchased equals one donated.
Wow, did we just write an ad?
Yes.
Bombas. Big comfort for everyone. Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase.
Sound the gifting panic alarm. You need to get an amazing gift. Wait, no, the perfect gift. And it needs to say, I'm a thoughtful person, and I appreciate you, and I know exactly what you like, all at the same time. Relax. Now you can use gift mode on Etsy. Gift mode on Etsy is here to take the stress out of gifting, so you can find the perfect item for anyone and any occasion. It's easy to find gifts made by independent sellers for all the people in your life, like the pickleballer, the jazz fan, the Zen seeker, the artist, or the pasta lover. From 90s nostalgia and mixology to reality TV and gaming, there's something for everyone on Etsy. A gifting moment is always around the corner. Whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, a holiday, or even just a day to say thank you, Gift Mode on Etsy has you covered. Need to find the perfect gift? Don't panic. Gift easy with Gift Mode on Etsy. It can be hard to find out what's happening in your city, like really happening. But a new local podcast called CityCast makes it easy. If you live in Boise, Chicago, D.C., Denver, Houston, Las Vegas, Madison, Philly, Pittsburgh, Portland, or Salt Lake, there's a CityCast for you, a daily local podcast that keeps you in the know about what's happening. Episodes are short, completely local, and all about your city. You'll always be in the know about what's happening in town, like which restaurants you just have to try, the events you need to attend, and you'll even hear about hot local stories and controversies. Listen to CityCast on any podcast streaming platform by searching City Space Cast and your city name. Hear what your city is talking about with CityCast.
Watch what Crappies. Who cares what happens when there's so much Crappies? Watch what Crappies. Who cares what happens when there's so much Crappies?
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It's me, Rondell. Hi. All right, Ben, get over here onto the Instagram, would you?
I am placing my request while simultaneously
trying to hook up these AirPods. There's just the usual going on over here. Accepting Ben. Ben, I accept you.
Thank you for accepting
me. I accept you the way you are, Ben.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Okay, here it is. Joining. Sorry, my.
Oh yeah, I'm getting robot voice from you.
Oh my God. Sorry.
In here. How's it going?
It's going really, really well. How's it going with you?
Good. I'm just so excited to be here, Ben. It's Crappy Hour.
I am really excited, and I'm in Maryland right now, and I'm at my boyfriend's parents' place. So I'm in their basement. So apologies if I break up a little bit here with the Wi-Fi, and if this looks a little jankier. I'm not in my normal setup. So apologies to everyone, but we'll try to make it work.
Yeah, hey, what are you going to do? We're still here, all right?
We're still here.
Do it rain or shine, y'all, no matter where we are.
Rain or shine.
Okay, how about we get started?
I would love that. I would love that for us.
So you can hear me on the other recording, right?
I can hear you both ways, in all the ways that matter.
You can hear my heart. Okay, I'm pressing go live right now, okay?
Okay, do it.
Okay, we're going to do an intro, guys. It's going to be amazing. Well, hello and welcome to Crappy Hour. I'm Ronnie, and that's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hi, welcome to your show. This is Crappy Hour. This is our bi-weekly. You guys, it's not really going to commit. It's just going to be right now. It's a bi-weekly.
Yeah.
And it still gets to come to the parade. But for all intents and purposes, it's more acceptable to some parents. I'm just going to put it that way. It's a bi-weekly show that we do here at Watch What Crappens. I was just thinking, oh my God, all the bi people are so mad at me right now. It started tripping me up. Sorry, bi people. But anyway, here we are to talk some to talk some stuff. Now, it's a very sad start because Kandi has quit
I
Real
know.
Housewives of Atlanta. That's the big news today in the Bravo-verse. What do you think, Ben? How are you feeling over there?
I feel fine about it because you know what I like. I don't like the idea of Kandi getting fired because I love Kandi, but I like the idea of Kandi quitting, if that makes sense. Even though she probably did get fired, but I love Kandi. I've always loved Kandi, but things need to change in Atlanta on the show at least, and it's just. I am worried that the Kandi's storylines have sort of come to an end. I think she's one of the all-time greatest housewives, and but they need to have a big shakeup, and I think that also getting rid of Kandi shows that Bravo is willing to make big moves, and that people, if they want to secure their job, Kenya, you've got to show up. Okay, we're not doing you a favor, Kenya. Okay. Actually, no, you're not doing us a favor.
Well, I think Dorinda has started this whole trend of people just being like, it's never over. You know, it's one of those like relationship things. You know, you've been in one of those, I'm sure, where someone's like, oh, let's just take a break. And then you just never know because you're still doing stuff wrong all the time, even though you're on a break. I mean, it's the classic Friends, right? Like, did I cheat or was I on a break?
Right.
You're the one who wanted to take a break. But Dorinda started this thing where no one's just fired and no one just quits. It's just, I'm on a break. I don't need you to be on a break. Go. Either go or stay. Don't be here half-assed, okay? You don't get to just keep a fucking hanger on the coat rack. Either stay or get out. That's what I say.
Right. So Kandi said at some point, I'm trying to look up the exact quote, but she said something to the effect, I'm looking through the article, but something to the effect of, well, Bravo let us sit around a little bit too long, so I started filming other projects, and I just got too busy, so I wasn't able to do it. It's kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. Like it's almost like she said, I feel like reading between the lines, she's saying, you tried to play chicken with me, so I decided to leave you. When
I don't have that quote up either because we're professional like that. But I took it as her saying they kept me around for too long. Like, I know I haven't done anything for a couple of seasons. So, I mean, I don't really blame them. I haven't done shit. But, I did come collect my check. So,
So that's what I thought at
she was
first.
saying, like, I get it, but.
That's what I thought at first, because the exact quote is, it's been 14 seasons and they allowed us to sit around for a little too long, but during that time I had started working on a lot of other things and I got some nice big projects coming soon, so I'm super excited about those. Oh, I think your interpretation's right. I'm going to take it back. I think your interpretation is correct. She's like, we were probably on it a little too long, but while I was on it I got to do some cool stuff, and I'm just going to keep doing that cool stuff. So I think you're right. I should not have expected Kandi to be petty like that,
Yeah, I mean, Kandi will do 10 jobs at one time. Like, she literally does not care. She's never going to say, I'm too busy to do that. She will, wait a table in a movie while she's writing a song for Kelly Clarkson. Like, she does not care. She'll do it.
I think that also Kandi saw the writing on the wall, which is that right now, the internet and America is loving Phaedra Parks. And she knew there was probably going to be like a wave of people that say, bring Phaedra back. I mean, there already was, but it would probably just be stronger and stronger. Even though Phaedra is on Married to Medicine, I think Kandi was like, you know what? I think I need to step down because I feel like this is Phaedra's moment. And Kandi's like, I'm going to bow out of this. I don't want to. I know people are going to start asking me about Phaedra and just be like, I don't want to deal.
Now, do you think this was in the works for a long time? Because it is kind of fishy, don't you think, that Phaedra is suddenly, they're like having a Phaedra-sance where they're just putting Phaedra on everything. It's like Phaedra on Dubai, then Phaedra's on Married to Medicine, then Phaedra's on this Traitors season and killing it. Like, they really just decided, let's just bring Phaedra, like, let's have a parade around Phaedra now. Like, we've kept Phaedra away long enough. Fuck it. We're bringing back all of the canceled people from the dead. Let's give Jax his own show. I mean, Ramona's probably going to show up as the new Padma on fucking Top Chef before we know it.
Whoa.
Like, Bravo doesn't care. Do you think they've been setting this up for a long time?
I think they have been trying to find the right slot for Phaedra. I think they thought Married to Medicine would be it. I think, there is obviously a very Phaedra has a big fan base. Like did not happen overnight. It's been over the past 2 or 3 years, especially, that people have been calling for Phaedra to come back. Let's not forget, Atlanta's been in decline. Atlanta's not like Potomac. Atlanta has been in steady decline for at least 5 years, if you ask me. And so as it's been declining, people have been saying Kandi doesn't do anything. She just promotes her businesses. We should get Phaedra back, yada, yada, yada. And I think that, like, Bravo has obviously been trying to find places where Phaedra works. And I think that she was really well received on Girls Trip. And then there's Marriage Medicine. And they're like, let's throw her on Traitors, because that's like the perfect thing for Phaedra. And this is the one that really hit.
Yeah. Well, someone in the comments said Phaedra ate on Traitors. I really just, besides that being true, I really like how all of these new sayings seem to come out, like in the past few months. Mother is one, like where you call people mother, and saying that somebody ate. Now, look, I know that I'm like an old white guy, so I'm probably just hearing this. I feel like by the time I hear it, it's because like some mom on TikTok said it. So I know that it's already probably really old. But for me, it's all new terminology. And she ate. I think I just have so much like Weight Watchers trauma from being a kid that I don't like that one, because it sounds accusatory. You know what I mean? Whenever someone's like, she ate on Traitors, I'm like, oh my God, what happened? You know, we need to call Janelle, the fucking Weight Watchers counselor, to like talk to her about it, like with the giant nails, and like see what happened. You know, like, why did you eat? You know, it's Janelle. That's what Janelle would do. She would say, it's not that you ate. Why did you eat? It's not what you ate. It's why. Not what. Why. Okay? You know, what doesn't have calories? You know what does? Why. Why has calories? Why did you eat? Why?
My brain is so in a Traitors space these days that when he said Janelle, the famous Weight Watchers counselor, I was like, I didn't know Janelle did that from Big Brother. And by the way, I think before we go any further, it's pretty obvious by now, but there will most likely be Traitor spoilers going forward on this live. So be warned, because we're actually being courteous and warning you. But yeah, there'll be some more. But I thought, like, I was just imagining, because, you know, Janelle, she showed up as a realtor on House Hunters that we watched, right? So I was like, hey, she's doing House Hunters. She's doing, you know, Weight Watchers. Is there anything that Janelle can't do other than win Big Brother?
Janelle's really killing it out there.
Janelle's killing it. It's like, oh my God, my car just broke down. Don't worry, Janelle showed up with a tow truck. She really is great.
Okay, so just another question from the audience. Ben, what is the tiny window behind you? I feel like that's a very good question. Are you a basement dweller at your parents'?
I'm in a basement. This is Dom's.
Oh, it's not your
parents' house. So I'm in a basement, and I'm probably not giving it the most flattering view, but it's actually a really lovely room. And so the thing is this: my phone is like on this terrible stand that keeps sagging towards the phone, so I'm like on an angle, and it's like showing this adorable little basement window. But it's just a cute basement window, you know?
Oh, that is pretty cute.
I have
no one's on this YouTube stream. I think I forgot to make it public. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. I made it unlisted. Sorry. Who cares? Okay, I mean, I care because it was shitty.
We do care.
I mean, what are you going to do?
So I have a question.
Grind my milk.
So speaking, by the way, something very funny happened.
I really ate that one, huh, guys?
Really ate that one. Actually, I'm going to say this because we're talking about Traitors. Here's a really stupid story, but it amused me enough that I put it on our sheet here. Dan Giesling has a Vanderpump Rules connection. In this game, you can't just come in not knowing anyone on Bravo. So as it turns out, in this game, the person that I know is someone that I grew up with in Dearborn, Michigan. Does anyone want to take a guess on who it was that I grew up with in this game that's not on the Traitors, but it's on Vanderpump Rules?
Michigan, that would be Tom, right? Or Kristen? Is it Kristen? It's Kristen, isn't it?
Yes, Dan Giesling grew up with Kristen Doty. I just want to see those conversations.
Oh my God, you really ate on that.
Dan Giesling is mother, Mariposa. Mother.
Dan Giesling is icon mother.
He's like, Kristen, today, unfortunately, it's my funeral. Oh my God, what a terrible time to happen.
Kristen's like the first one there taking selfies in front of the casket.
I loved him so much. I can't believe this happened to him.
This is what Kristen would be like on the Traitors. Okay, I'm sorry, but the way you ate that crouton at breakfast, that was traitor behavior, and you're a traitor. I know it. We all know it. And you can say whatever you want to say, but you can't fool me. And then they vote the person out. Guys, I could have sworn it was a traitor. Like, she is that one who gets it wrong every single time, and then is super adamant the rest of the season that she
would
really
just
meant
keep.
well.
She would just keep voting for people who aren't even there. She'd be like,
I vote for the slut in Miami who got impregnated with Tom Sandoval's baby.
she just can't let go.
I vote Lisa Vanderpump, fucking traitor. What did I do to get fired from that place? So I told somebody to eat a dick. Big deal.
What if they just put the entire cast of Vanderpump Rules on Traitors? Like, just a Vanderpump Rules edition. I would 100% watch that.
They've been doing it for 10 years. They're literally exhausted. I love that Vanderpump Rules started with Lala just being like, guess what? I'm calling Raquel. Like, okay. So they'd be perfect on this show. They're used to just jumping into a new season and fucking each other over immediately, you know?
I know. God, this season is so good. I like literally cannot wait until the next episode. It is like, it's all I think
Traitors.
about. The Traitors, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say Vanderpump Rules. Wow, you're
Vanderpump
really...
Rules is fine so far, but Traitors is really where it's at. It is so good, and if you're not watching it, you should watch it because it's like one of the best things of all time.
Fucking Vanderpump Rules. And then she went down to the river and died.
I'm excited for this week's episode. I'm intrigued to see what will happen. Oh, I have some Vanderpump Rules news that's really cool, actually. Well, cool to me. Maybe it's not cool for someone else. I don't know if you heard this, Ronnie, but the musical Chicago had its best non-holiday performance week in the show's history. So after nearly 30 years, because of Ariana, they had their best sales that were not like around Christmas or Thanksgiving of all time. Is that wild? That's wild.
Crazy. I thought Chicago, I just always think Chicago sells out. Just think that Chicago's always sold out. Is that weird? But I guess it's not, Good for her. I love that. I love that for her. Have you seen any clips or anything of it?
I saw the curtain call, which was really fun. Like, she got a huge ovation for the curtain call. And I saw like mobs of people waiting outside the stage door wanting to get her autograph. It's so cool. It's really major, and she's smart. She got it. She's getting it in right now before the audience fully turns on her this season, because we keep on anticipating that's what's going to happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I saw wait, what'd you say? I was reading a comment.
No, that the audience
going to happen.
The audience is going to turn on Ariana, so she might as well get her Chicago.
They're going to turn,
now.
yeah. I saw a tweet this week where it was showing a clip of her from the show where she's at Tom Tom, and it's that one where they're playing the sad Irish dirge about the dead Irish prostitute, and she's like dancing, and then Logan, Lala's Logan. Dude, that guy's such an ass kisser. This is Lala's Logan. He's standing there with his iPhone with the flash on, so she has light. Like, oh God, really? Are we still doing that for Bravo people, gays? Can we just back off and stop serving the fucking Bravo cast? Just because you're a gay does not mean you are in fucking flash holding mode. Okay, gays? Let's have some more self-respect on Bravo. Okay, that's my reality reckoning. But anyway, he was holding the phone, like putting light, and then they did the slow-mo while she's dancing, and then it's all those like ladies with dry hair from the Midwest like cheering in slow motion as she dances, and there's like a big crowd around her, and then it flashes with Tom Sandoval's face or whatever, and the tweet was like, oh Jesus Christ, why'd you even go to Tom Tom? Fucking thirsty and nah, just going off. And look, it's a big place, the internet. It was just one tweet, but that's just what kind of showed up when I opened my phone, and I was like, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah. It's last season was they were going to rally around her, and we want her to have success. Everything's going to be great. And this is going to be the season of, oh, well, I think it's gone to her head. This is the season where they say, you know what, poor Tom Sandoval. Look at him. He's crying up there in his shirtless performance hitting those bongos. Those bongos, I'll tell you what's hitting those bongos, not his hands, it's his tears. I feel bad for him now. Hasn't he suffered enough?
He's vulnerable, you guys. He is being vulnerable.
Well,
yeah, I have a feeling that's coming as well. But I saw an interview clip with her, and someone was saying, yeah, what do you think that it's really making Tom mad that he was always the singer and that you're the one on Broadway? And she said, oh no, it was always me. Which I think that's a very important quote because, as we know from karaoke halls all over Los Angeles, she is a singer. You know, we have a mutual friend, and we've been to karaoke with those guys a few times, and she can sing.
She can sing.
Tom sings pretty much how he sings.
It's like,
He
you ever
sounds
started up a
pretty
weed
much like
whacker?
that.
Yeah.
But she can sing, and she always did take kind of a backseat to him. And it's nice to see her being like, "Oh no, I was always a singer. I'm just not fucking blowing a dick horn in your face or whatever. Dick flute."
And now she has her own. She has her own book. She doesn't have to share it with Tom the way he like invaded her project. You read it. You were on Chelsea Devantez's podcast recently to talk about it.
I just did that. That comes out, I think, tomorrow. I think
great.
It comes out this week.
We love her. We
this
love
week
Chelsea.
sometimes, but Chelsea Devantez has a great podcast, and she changed the name of it. I have to look up what it is.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
We had so much fun. We read the whole book, which I can't. I mean, it's a drink book, so it's not like it took that long to read it. But I still felt like I deserved a paycheck for reading a book for a podcast. We ask people to do a lot to come on our show. We're like, take 20 pages of notes and then do some voices with us for 3 hours, you know? So I can't really complain. But I read a book to do a podcast, and it was good. And we dragged the shit out of that book. It was very
You're
fun.
lucky. You're lucky because you get a cocktail book. I know when I go on our show, it's going to be like, guess what? Big news. They've resurrected Dostoevsky, and he's going to be in the next season of The Real Housewives. Can you read The Brothers Karamazov? And I'm like, sure. But
sometimes we think, you know, just amongst ourselves, like when we're just talking alone, we're like, oh my God, you know, we can do other things than just talk about freaking housewives all fucking day. Like, why don't we get asked to like do Time Magazine's like, you know, best airline pilot of the year? What, like, have some discussion that's not just housewives. But then the second we do, I'm like, this is exhausting. You want me to read a book?
I want to go on some off-brand podcasts. Like, I was looking, like, Waka Flocka Flame has a podcast on the Wondery Network. I think it'd be funny if we went on his podcast. It wouldn't make any sense, but like, why not? Let's.
Who's that? Do they do the music for Austin's life?
He's a rapper. But
Waka
Flocka Flame.
It's time for
Academy is a new scripted podcast that follows Ava Richards, played by HBO's Industries' Myha'la Herald, a brilliant scholarship student who has to quickly adapt to her newfound eat or be eaten world. Ava's ambitions take hold and her small-town values break in hopes of becoming the first scholarship student to make the list. Bishop Gray's all-coveted academic top 10, curated by the headmaster himself. But after realizing she has no chance at the list on her own, she reluctantly accepts an invitation to a secret underground society that pulls the strings on campus life and academic success. If she bends to their will, she'll have everything she's ever dreamed of. But at what cost? Academy takes you into the world of a cutthroat private school where power, money, and sex collide in a game of life and death. Follow Academy on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Academy early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
Can you set the stage a little bit so people understand what happened?
In 1969, 14 black student athletes were kicked off their university's American football team for planning a show of support against racism.
We were really protesting our treatment on the field.
Amazing Sports Stories from the BBC World Service tells their story.
We became brothers that day when he did that to us.
We made a change.
Fighting for what we deserve.
Search for Amazing Sports Stories wherever you get your BBC podcasts.
For a commercial, it's time for a Crappies commercial.
So anyway, actually though, so speaking of podcasting, et cetera, Ronnie, we are on a head first collision for awkwardness in two different ways, potentially. So we are very lucky. We're very, very lucky. We were nominated for Best Pop Culture Podcast in the iHeart Podcast Awards today, which was so cool. And they are going to be doing like a live show, and we're going to try to go to it. And the thing is that another person who's nominated in our category, we are up against Bethany Frankel's podcast. So the question is whether or not Bethany's actually going to go to Austin. I feel like she won't, but she might.
No.
Which would be so awkward if we were like up.
Girl,
like she's gonna be like,
we're the only people going to Austin. We're the only ones thirsty enough to go get a hotel room at South by Southwest.
Yes, if someone gave me if someone said, well, the employee of the month at Starbucks branch 361 in San Clemente, California is up for grabs, I'll be like, I'll be there. But also,
we will definitely. I don't think we'll even do a call-in where she won't even be like, hi, it's me, Bethany Frankel. Let me just tell you, when I started podcasting, I never thought that I was going to get to this point where I'm getting an award for something that I invented. Like, what are you going to do? Give Alexander Graham Bell like an award for like being a good phone talker? He invented the fucking phone. All right, you fucking cheetah brands. So I just like to say, iHeartRadio, you're a cheetah brand. All right, I started podcasting.
Yeah, that's gonna be. She'll probably be like, so you guys think you're funny or something? Okay, you're like you're posting videos. Making Andy Cohen leave an emoji? Ha ha ha! You think that's funny? You think it's funny to make fun of? Racism? Ha ha ha! What, you think it's funny to make fun of the reality reckoning? Ha ha ha! I'm like, oh god. But then also, this probably be less awkward, but sort of funny. Lala was nominated in a category. She was nominated for TV, I believe, a TV podcast for Give Them Lalask. So that would also be funny because we've been very up and down about like, sometimes we love Lala, sometimes we can't stand Lala, but. I feel like she would probably also... Actually, she probably would come up to us and say, you guys are two bitches. And be like, yes, we are. Thank you. And then we'd probably have fun the rest of the night with her.
Yeah, I feel like Lala wouldn't really know the diff. I feel like she's maybe listened to like 1 minute of it and been like, fuck that. It's annoying as hell, and just like turned it off,
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't blame her at all. That's probably how I would that's how I react whenever I have to edit one of the episodes. I just text Ben, fuck you, shut the fuck up, and send one back to me, please, because we both need to hear it. Okay. So that's good times. Congrats to everybody there. South by Southwest sounds terrifying. And you know what? Last time we were there, we said, why? We said, why? We don't need to do this again. And here we go. Back into the belly of the beast.
And also, last time we were there, we were confronted on stage by Jax Taylor in a surprise appearance. So I guess
that was the first time that one of my nightmares came true, because I had even said that during one of the, we weren't doing these specific things, but we were doing something like this, like an open forum. When someone said, what's one of your nightmares? I said, one of my nightmares is we're doing a live show and Jax comes in and punches me in the face. I don't know. That
came close.
Literally... It's not a waking nightmare. Like, I wouldn't give a shit in real life. But I dreamt about it one time. And he did. Seeing him come down the center of that, like, we just heard a woo. And then we see that meatball hulking down the aisle. And I thought, oh, shit. I was like,
here it comes. And he's like, what are you guys talking about? And we had just really made fun of him so hardcore. And he came in. He was actually nice enough. He was sort of ridiculous. The thing that really pissed him off, I remember, is he took everything. He's like, we kept on joking about whatever. And he's like, it's TV. And I was like, hey, when is your beer cheese going to be ready? And he's like, you know what? Why does everyone always come on down on me for the beer cheese? Come on, guys. It's ridiculous. The beer cheese. I'm just trying to fucking do a cheese, man. And like, that was the thing that like broke him. So looking forward to that, but with Bethany Frankel instead. It'll be hilarious.
Oh. You're funny. You think, what are you doing me? You doing me? What are you doing me right now?
You're funny,
really?
You're funny right now? Wow. Yeah? Well, how about a podcast reckoning, huh? Well, just become friends
She'd just throw a couple cash cards at our head and call it a day.
That will be great. So let's see. What are some other of these fun
By the way, you're doing great. So thank you for doing so many of these stories, because I looked and I was like, wow, nothing happened on Bravo.
Like,
but guess what? Not going to stop us.
I'll
still sit here and talk for 5 hours about nothing.
I was like, are you kidding me? Everything happened. Okay, here's something that's ridiculous. But I loved that this surfaced on Dumois, of all places. This was from like last week. Dumois, but like no one paid attention to it. But I'm going to put a spotlight on it. Dumois had a report that Real Housewives of Dallas is resuming filming. Can you even believe this? This is wild. Is Dallas coming back?
Although... I just saw a Instagram, and it was the girls all hanging out somewhere. And so maybe that's where that came from. They were at some kind of event, and even LuAnn was in it. It was LuAnn, Stephanie, Carrie. It wasn't Brandy, Plano's Far. And I'm trying to think who else. and they were dancing. And then I saw a thing on my Facebook. By the way, do you love that I'm saying this like it's news? Literally not news. I saw a thing on Instagram. And then I looked on my Facebook, and LuAnn has just had like 10 surgeries at once. I mean, Jesus Christ, lady. So calm down over there. And then she puts it on the Facebook, I'm guessing because you get surgeries for free or whatever, or you get discounts from posting, you know? That's why everybody puts their goddamn liposuction on there.
God,
which, by the way, call me. I'll do it. But she was on there, and her face, I sent you the picture. It's horrifying. Poor thing. I mean, it's just because she's just out of surgery. I mean, everything's puffy, basically. And she's like, okay, well, I have my eye taken out, and then I have my nose moved over here, and then I have my cheekbone, my elbows, and my cheek, and then I had my toes put in as my teeth, and I'm going to be chewing with my little toes. I can do this little piggy goes to market with my breakfast. I was like, why are you doing all... Why?
People don't realize I had flesh-eating bacteria in my boobs. That's why my boobs look like my feet now. It was like... Was she trying to do the Caroline Stanbury thing? Like, this is my transformation? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. Like, it was alarming. LuAnn.
Someone just said the Linfinity surgery. That shit's funny.
By the way, I have to say, Shauna wrote in on our questions tab, and she says, my sister and I are at Madonna in Pittsburgh with our gunkles. I cannot believe Madge is on stage, and you are participating in Crappy Hour right now. That is extremely impressive, and I applaud it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's dedication. Okay, so something I've really loved. This is not the newest news, but listen, we only do this bi-weekly, okay? The Joey Marbles love triangle. Have you heard about this?
Well, I know that he's going steady with Danielle from Winter House, but who decided to join this isosceles triangle of despair?
Okay, well,
triangle, even worse. Sorry.
First she put out some Instagram post. I thought I put it in here, but it's not in here because I'm me.
Here.
That's how
it
I
says,
roll.
Everybody's Business But Mine podcast says, y'all, Danielle and Joe Bradley from Southern Hospitality posted on their IG stories yesterday, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, good. Okay, where is it? Well, then you read it.
Okay. So, y'all, this is according to Everybody's Business But My Own. Y'all, Danielle had Joe Bradley from #Southern Hospitality posted on her IG stories yesterday, only to find out he'd done an interview saying he's putting the brakes on their relationship. Help! So that's an awkward thing to find out. Whoops, Danielle. Whoops.
Yeah, so basically he went on an interview and he was like, yeah, she really loves me, but, you know, like, I'm not really sure about her. So, like, I just she deserves to, like, be loved. So I'm just, like, pumping the brakes on that a little bit. And I was like, dude, she just posted you on her stories. And then the triangular part comes in because he was on Watch What Happens Live, I guess, with LuAnn.
Oh, yeah.
This is real life that we live in.
Yeah, there was something going on with LuAnn.
And they were all over each other. That LuAnn is just ready to pounce.
Ready. She is ready. She's gonna draw some blood soon. she is ready to go for it. She is a horny lady, and God bless. And Joey Marbles is the perfect candidate for her. Kind of like an empty vessel with round cheekbones and nice smile and some sort of pecs. That's perfect for her.
Does it? I mean, working stem cells. I mean, listen, that's probably all she sees. That's all I see when I look at that cast. They all look like 10 years old, you know? I'm like, oh, stem cells, give me some. Okay, so I opened People magazine, and it's Ariana. Someone said, please stop pronouncing her name wrong. It's Ariana. I'm sorry, it's been 10 years. It's like, old dog, okay? Don't give me your new trick.
It's Ariana or is it Ariana? It's Ariana.
Ariana.
Right? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry I say Ariana. I guess that must be an error, Yana, of my ways.
Let's see here.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you for co-signing that, even though I feel like you didn't want to.
I did. I'm just doing 20 things at one time, you know, because this is going on. I'm reading comments, and then I'm looking at the ad of the guy who owns the Cricket Mobile now with Blake Lively.
I'm looking at the question tab. Looks like our question tab overlaps with also our something else. So I'm looking. It says a lot of things say questions from Scandival. It looks like this feeds questions from our stories into here, which is hilarious because it totally messes up the function. But I can't read any of your questions. Oh, here's one. Do you go to the Abbey often? I saw Fraser. This is from Kylie. I saw Fraser from Below Deck last time I was there. Looking forward to this season.
Oh. Who? You? Aren't you going to answer it?
I don't go to the Abbey often.
It's a question.
I was pretending I was Kylie
now carry
asking
on.
you. I was pretending I was Kylie.
I don't live there.
You're right.
I do go to the Abbey. I go to the Abbey for my birthday still every year because guess what? It's like Chuck E. Cheese for old gay people. We can go at happy hour. We get free shit. No, not free shit, but cheaper stuff. You can sit out on the patio. Your friends who still smoke, which I still have those, they're just holding on to that shit. They can smoke. And the rest of us can get drunk and get outside and go home by 8. It's like the most amazing thing as an aging queen. I love the Abbey. I go there every year. I thank God for them. Okay,
I haven't been in forever. I haven't been in forever, but I really should go more to see these Bravo celebrities. The Bravo celebrity gays always filter through there, so I really should. It's just you have to go.
That time I saw what's his face from Fresh and Easy.
What's that guy's name?
Martin Lawrence Ballard.
Martin Lawrence Ballard. Yeah,
I would love
him there.
They should reboot that show. That show was so good. $1 Million Decorators. Do we feel like $1 Million Decorators would do better now in 2024 than it did whenever it was on? I feel like since 2009 or 10, whenever it was on, I feel like people pay more attention to design in the same way they pay more attention to food. And I feel like they should bring it back.
I bet they were a pain in the ass. All those designers, those are all very famous diva designers, and I have a feeling they were just a pain in the ass to work with. Don't you think? I wish they would come back. Those were some dramatic people.
They were great. Between Martin Lawrence Ballard, Kathy Ireland, not the famous Kathy Ireland, and
how dare you?
Well, I had
the other one, the one that Karen was based off of in Will and Grace, the lady that.
What was her name?
She was
great.
She's like, I love baths. That's what I do. I take baths. I'm a stylist who loves baths. That's what was her thing. She said it all the time.
From Wondery, this is Black History for Real. I'm Francesca Ramsey.
And I'm Conscious Lee.
What do most people think about when they hear the words Black History?
Rosa Parks, Reconstruction, MLK, February, Black History Month.
Exactly. There are so many stories of Black history that we just are not really talking about or thinking about, especially outside of February. And we are about to flip the script on all of that. Because on this show, you're going to hear a little less,
in August 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
And a little bit more.
She is a heroine to some. As a fighter for black rights, she is a villain to others.
Follow Black History for Real on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. Listen everywhere on February 5th, or you can listen early and ad-free on Wondery Plus starting January 29th. Join Wondery Plus on the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
Black is beautiful. Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Okay, now let me get back to this because the point was I went to People Magazine and Ariana's there and we pronounced it wrong. We're horrible people.
I'm sorry. Yes.
And the point was I was looking up something somebody just told me. Tom Sandoval is hanging out with a new woman who has a past with Leonardo DiCaprio. The first headline I read of this was Tom Sandoval is hanging out with a woman who dated Leonardo DiCaprio when she was much younger.
Congratulations.
It's like, wow, she aged out of the DiCaprio dating, and so you got her. Congrats. You just got Leonardo's aged out beef jerky. Probably what is she? Must be ready to just go sit in a chair somewhere, this poor thing.
Is it an exclusive group to be a girl who slept with Leonardo DiCaprio? Is that like...
Well, not anymore. It's exclusive in the way that it's young. I mean, it's like you can only get in there until you're a certain age, And then once you're done, you're put out to pasture. I mean, no one will date you after that. You're finished. And, congrats. You've ended up with Tom Sandoval.
Yeah, by the way, I'm sorry, lady, like former Leo lady. Like, wasn't there a middle ground before Tom Sandoval? Couldn't you go from like Leonardo DiCaprio to like, I don't know, like who's like a prestigious actor who's like maybe past his prime a little bit, maybe like Arliss or Or I just feel like this. To quote Wendy from Potomac, there were a few steps that were missed. And I think going from Leo to Tom Sandoval, like I feel like
she's dating the guy who plays Bull from Night Court.
He just died.
He did?
He did.
No, sorry, my bad. Sorry, Bull. Loved ya.
I love that I'm horrified on Bull's behalf. I'm like, Ronnie, how dare you? How dare you?
Well, I feel like everybody I bring up who I think has died has not died. And then I bring up somebody I think is doing great and they're dead. You know, I'm just not going to bring up anybody anymore, for fuck's sake. Okay, so this lady's name is Victoria Lee Robinson. She's beautiful. She's a model. Of course she is. She looks like Joanna Krupa with dark hair.
I was about to say, she must be a commercial model if she's gone to Tom Sandoval.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Let me just tell you this. Do not shave your entire face for exfoliation because look at Tom. I used to do that too, and now I've stopped because it didn't work. It obviously doesn't work. That's what I've learned from pop culture this week. Okay. Oh, so we got gossip from Old Queen in a bar.
Oh, go on.
Which is really nice because guess what? I'm not in as many bars these days.
Yeah,
because I'm a good person. Just kidding. I don't live close to any, and it's really hard to get Ubers to where I live. And drinking alone, people frown upon. So, Anyway, I'm drinking less, and so I'm in less bars. But that does not mean I turned my texts off. So I've been texting with one of our old queens in a bar, one of our best, one of our Beverly Hills connected housewives connected people.
Tell me everything.
Who's told me that the reunion, okay, so we know that Sutton was taken to the hospital, right? At the reunion.
Okay.
You heard that? Sutton left the reunion. She was rushed to the emergency room, guys. It's very big because she didn't eat, basically. But what happened, which is kind of funny because it brings Kyle's whole initial thing anti-Sutton full circle and makes Kyle right, which makes me really mad at Sutton because come on, Sutton. One thing you can't do is give Kyle credence on this show. You cannot give her arguments credence, but you did. So fuck off. So, but guess what happened right before she got sick?
What?
Kathy Hilton came in and Kathy is mad at Sutton and Sutton freaked out when she saw Kathy and then fainted. So she had to go, to the hospital and didn't have to deal with Kathy.
Why is Kathy mad at Sutton? Sutton went to her Christmas party. Well, obviously she's mad at Sutton. You know, it's probably Kyle was like, okay, Kathy, we can be square if you just get mad at Sutton for me. She's like, all right, Kyle, for you, I will do this if it means us three sisters can be reunited. And she's like, fuck it. I'll go after Sutton. I don't care.
And Kim's like, oh, great, we're going to finally be reunited. This is just what Mom wanted all those years ago.
All right, you want me to go after someone else? Okay, I'm going to go after some Debbie Gibson. Fuck you already.
I'll call you Deborah when I'm good and ready, bitch.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So Kathy is in a new commercial for Smirnoff. Yeah.
Oh, for Smirnoff? Damn it.
Did you see that where she was dancing around?
No, I was hoping it would be for one of those places that you send your kid to when they're bad.
Camp Anti-Cupcake, Camp Crumb.
I shouldn't joke about that. That was not a good chapter in Paris's life.
What was the name of that? But what was it was like Camp I forget. There was a reality show about it on ABC about like sending your kids. It's like Camp Misery or something.
Oh, I used to see it on. I went to one of those. Well, I didn't go to one. They didn't torture me at mine. My parents sent me to. They tricked me and they put me in a behavioral health center. And told me we were going to family therapy, and we weren't. And then they left and went to Vegas. And then I made friends with all the nurses and stuff. And my roommate in there was a gang member who I think killed somebody on accident. And so he was stressed. And that's when I learned about these little devices that you put behind your ears that like buzz. They like massage behind your ears, and it controlled his rage. Wow. And let me just say, that was in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. But he didn't have any rage. He was a very lovely person. So if anybody's feeling rage, ask about the little massage things that go behind your ear. So anyway, mine was actually really fun. I had a really good time at the behavioral health center. And then I moved out of my house and started living with my drama teacher, Mrs. Garrett. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been fun. Okay, what else?
Hey, there's some breaking Kim Zolciak news, by the way, right here on TMZ, if that's of any interest. You want to hear some TMZ?
What's it? Yes, hell yeah. What is it?
Croy's leaking to the press. Put our case behind the curtain. So Kim Zolciak is apparently sick of reading about herself in the press. Okay, well, this is already a lie.
She said after she called the press to come listen to her.
Okay. Something she believes Croy Bierman may be behind, and now she wants a judge to step in and rectify. You know, she watched him and was like, you better rectify this. So the reality TV star filed new court docs obtained by TMZ in which she's asking the court to issue a protective order in their ongoing divorce case so she can redact sensitive info like certain names and financial records and receipts and coupons for Cheetos, okay? So she's basically like, she doesn't want Croy to be leaking things to the press. That's for her to do, not for Croy.
Oh, gosh. You know what, Kim? I have to say, you can keep trying. I still am going to keep not caring. I cannot care about you. You're a disaster. This woman's like, she's like spent millions of dollars on nickel machines and shit. Like, the lady's fucking crazy. You had the opportunity to like be set forever. You got everything you ever wanted. You got your dream. You fucking nitwit. I can't believe you fumbled the bag like that. Shame on you.
Yeah, you
Shame.
killed the golden goose. Or at least
You know who
killed
else
the
is
egg.
calling?
Who?
Sorry, what'd you say? You're a little quiet over
No,
there.
I'm sorry. You know, I keep on forgetting that like when I talk in the microphone, you can't actually hear it on, like if I'm quiet in the microphone, everyone on the microphone can hear it, but not necessarily Instagram Live. But the point of the story is this: it was a stupid joke, so who cares? So let's move on.
I love stupid jokes.
No, it was bad.
But Kim is trying to get us to care. We don't care. You know who else is trying to get us to care, and we don't care? Poor Kyle. Kyle, I've never seen somebody try harder to make everyone care about lesbianism. It's just not working. It's just not working, Kyle. So this happened. Kyle went to Paris with Morgan. They went to a ring shop. They went to like Tiffany. So everyone's like, oh my God, is she getting a ring? And of course, Kyle is calling people to come see her wherever she is, trying to get people to give a shit. And we just don't. And where was this other thing? So what's her buns? Morgan Wade was performing in, oh geez, I pressed back and now I don't even know where I am anymore. Goddamn internet. Anyway, she's performing somewhere random, and Kyle's sitting in the front row filming it with her phone, and so they put it all over the internet. We're like, oh my God, Kyle's back with Morgan, because now everyone's saying that they broke up because Morgan took everything of Kyle off her Instagram, and then Kyle took some stuff of Morgan off of her Instagram. So everyone's like, oh my God, they've broken up. And then it's Portia. Like, that's who's saying that. Portia and Kyle are in the comments like, oh my God, you guys, did they break up? What's happening? And that didn't really catch on. So then Kyle did an interview with somebody going like, oh my God, people are like saying we broke up. That's just silly. Like, we're not even together. Like, I don't even know why people are making this up. Like, this is just so ridiculous. Like, I can't believe people are like making stuff up about me. Like, why would they do that? I just wish people would stop making stuff up. Okay, Kyle, you literally called them to come watch you sit in the front row and videotape this girl on your iPhone. Kyle, just stop, Kyle.
Kyle is going to bum rush halftime at the Super Bowl on Sunday, and she's going to do her own wardrobe malfunction with a cardboard cutout of Morgan Wade. Like, oh my God, you just broke the internet. I can't believe you pulled the bodice off my right boob. Can you believe it?
Kyle has been doing wardrobe malfunctions for 13 years. Everything she puts on is a malfunction.
Not all malfunctions have a titty hanging out.
Toothless, not wardrobe malfunctionless.
She's also had some bangs malfunctions. She had her hair fang phase where they came down like this, and she had the poof up top and like fangs that came down like this.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to take some questions from everybody out here and bring some people up on the video camera. In the meantime, for everyone who's with us on audio and could have been with us on YouTube if I didn't fuck that one up, sorry. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you next time. Everyone else, stay tuned.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela.
Itchels.
Aaron McNicholas.
She don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch Our Crappins ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.